Welcome to Trans-Soft, a cloud-based end-to-end ERP solution for transportation and logistics companies. It has a user-friendly user interface that makes the management of transport and logistics companies very simple. Are you a transporter? You can now manage end-to-end requirements of your transport and logistics firm with the click of a button. We provide the ultimate ease of access to every aspect of your firm with a completely responsive and user-friendly design, which enables you to work from desktops, laptops, or even mobile phones without any problem. We provide you a comprehensive sidebar along with the dashboard, which has the features such as masters, HR management, registration, transport management, accounts, and user report. The Masters section, to be put simply, is the section where the user can run all the basic operations of the company. It consists of basic sections such as settings, unit, banks, documents, package type, etc. More options may be requested as per the requirements of the company. The settings section helps the user to set up the software initially with the features to add the company details, upload company images and logo, a section to add notices, and also a section to add the company policies, terms and conditions. The fuel type section allows the user to specify the various type of fuel used by the vehicles and lorries, such as petrol, diesel or CNG. The Units section helps us keep track of all the units in which the consignments or packages are measured. The Banks section helps the user keep track of all the bank accounts of the different parties, customers, consignors or consignees. In the Document Type section, we can keep a track of all important documents such as identifications, GST details, registration documents, and consignment details. In this section, we can manage the various types of packages, items or materials that are sent as consignments. In the Insurance section, we can keep track of all the insurance done for the vehicles, business, employees, etc. In the Vehicle Type section, we can manage all the vehicles and lorries that are present in the inventory. In the Station section, we can keep track of all the stations for the different location to which the consignments are sent. In the Route section, we can check the different routes that are followed by the vehicles or lorries. In the Services section, we can keep track of all the services provided by the company and also add new services as and when required. Under the Company Bank section, we can monitor and keep track of all the banks with whom the company has opened an account with regards to the business. Under the Booking Branch section, we can keep track of the booking branch or the branch in which the booking of consignments are carried out. In the Delivery Type section, we can keep track of the different delivery types that are being facilitated by the company. Under the Mode of Payment section, we can manage the different C-note payment methods such as to be paid, to be billed, paid, and FOC. Under Risk Factor, we can manage the various risk factors taken into consideration while delivering consignments such as at owner's risk or at carrier risk. In the GST section, we can define the GST, TDS and other tax values. In the Item Description section, we can add items or products and also keep a track of all the products that are being sent as consignments. In the Party Rate Master, we can manage and keep a track of the consignment rates for all the different parties, consignors or consignees. In the Crossing section, we can manage and keep a track of all the crossing points that come in the various routes being served by the transporter. In the Item Rate Master section, we can manage and keep a track of the price of the various items that are sent as consignments to the customers. In the Company Master section, we can manage and keep a track of the details of the company such as owner's name, contact number, address, GST and PAN numbers. In the Thekadar Rate Master, we can manage and keep a track of the thekdars or laborers who help in loading, unloading and delivery, and keep track of their charges. After the Masters section, we have the HR Management section or the Human Resource Management section that helps us carry out various operations in relation to the human resources or employees. This consists of a branch section, employee section, department, designation and user. In the branches section, we can keep a track of all the branches of the company. We can also easily add new branches as and when required from here itself. In the employee section, we can keep track of all the employees and their activities. This section also allows us to add new employee details as and when required. In the department section, we can manage and keep track of the different departments functioning for the company. In the designation section, we can keep track of the designation of the employees who are working for the company, making it more transparent on who is doing what. In the users section, we can manage and keep track of the different users who work on the software along with their activity, username and passwords. Followed by the HR management, we have the registration section, where we can manage and create new registrations in regard to the company and consignments. The subsections include party registration, broker registration, driver registration, vehicle owner and vehicle registration, local delivery and delivery person registration. In the party registration section, we can keep a track of all the parties registered with the transporter. We can also register more parties from here itself. In the broker registration section, we can keep a track of all the brokers registered with the transporter. We can also register more brokers from here itself. In the driver registration section, we can keep a track of all the drivers registered with the transporter. We can also register more drivers from this section. In the vehicle owner registration section, we can keep a track of all registered vehicle owners as well as register new vehicle owners. In the vehicle registration section, we can keep track of all the vehicles and lorries that are registered with the company. This section facilitates us to register new vehicles as and when the need may arise. In the local delivery registration or Thekedar registration section, we can keep a track of all the Thekedars or local delivery party registered with the transporter. We can also register more Thekedars from here itself. Followed by the registration part, we have the transport management section, which consists of transactions and reports. The transactions section under transport management helps us monitor all of the transactions related to transportation and vehicles. It consists of various subsections such as vehicle engage, consignment note, challan, lorry balance, etc. More sections can be added or customized as per the requirements. In the vehicle engage section, we can book and keep track of the vehicles and lorries for sending the consignments. In the consignment notes section, we can book and keep track of the consignments and also generate a unique reference number known as C-note number for every consignment. In the challan section, we can keep track of the challans for every corresponding consignment, and we can also generate new challan numbers. In the lorry balance section, we can keep track and manage the balance due for each lorry. In the bills section, we can generate and manage the bills corresponding to any consignment, party or C-note number. In the go down received section, we can keep a track of all the items that have been received in the go down. In the lorry dispatch section, we can keep a track of all the lorries or vehicles that have been dispatched to deliver consignments. In the lorry unloading section, we can keep a track of all the lorries or vehicles that have arrived with the consignments and also manage the unloading of the vehicles. In the misplaced section, we can keep a track of misplaced items or consignments, if any. In the go down received section, we can keep a track of all the items received in the go down. In the lorry arrival section, we can manage the arrival part of the vehicles or lorries and the related information. In the party C-note delivery section, we can manage and keep track of the delivery of the consignments to the respective locations. In the local challan section, we can generate and keep track of local challan and the corresponding consignments. The reports section under Transport Management provides us various reports such as transaction, summary, branch-wise report, vehicle outstanding, bill outstanding, and C-note bill outstanding. The reports section is a subsection under reports itself where we can find the different bills by filters such as C-note number, vehicle engage, challan, arrival, bill and service bills. In the transaction section, we can check the transaction summary of all the registered parties, consignors and consignees. In the branch-wise reports section, we can check the branch-wise reports for C-note, transactions, vehicle engage, etc. In the bills outstanding section, we can get a report of all the outstanding bills that are due. It also gives us a report of all the paid and overpaid bills. In the C-note bills section, we can get the branch-wise C-note bills reports which are due, paid or both. Next, we have the accounts section which is again divided into two parts, namely transaction and reports. The transaction options under accounts section gives us various transaction details such as journal, bank book, cash book, ledger, etc. The journal section helps us maintain a daily transaction journal, along with debit amount and credit amount. The cash book section helps us maintain daily cash book, along with debit amount and credit amount accompanied by transaction particulars. The bank book section helps us maintain a bank book, along with debit amount and credit amount accompanied by transaction particulars, institute number and institute date. In the debit note section, we can add and keep track of all the debit accounts and transactions. In the credit note section, we can add and keep track of all the credit accounts and transactions. In the main account group section, we can add and keep track of all the different account groups such as capital, assets, liabilities, etc. In the sub-account group section, we can add and keep track of all the different sub-accounts along with the corresponding main accounts. In the ledger section, we can add and keep track of all the ledgers for the different parties, that is, consignors and consignees. In the payments section, we can add and keep track of all the payments that have been made by the company. In the receipts section, we can generate and keep track of all the receipts such as multi-gate pass, multi-transaction receipt and any other receipt. In the opening balance section, we can keep track of all the opening balances of different accounts. In the daily books section, we can keep track of all the date-wise cash and bank transaction. This section also calculates the bank and cash balance of the company. The accounts report section gives the different reports in regards to the accounts such as balance sheet, profit and loss, transactions report, summary report, party ledger and branch-wise profit and loss. The balance sheet section maintains a dynamic balance sheet of debit and credit transactions for accounts as assets, liabilities, expenses, revenues, etc. The profit and loss section maintains a dynamic profit and loss account for various fund transfers. The transaction report section maintains a dynamic debit and credit transaction report for each and every customer or party. The summary report section maintains an overall credit and debit summary report for every customer. The branch-wise profit and loss report maintains a branch-wise profit and loss account corresponding to each C-note. The user report section helps us keep track of what the users or employees are doing in the software daily from this section. With all these features and more just a click away, managing a transportation and logistics business has become more simplified. For more information, please note the information displayed on the screen.